The issue of unsafe and unroadworthy scholar transport vehicles is again under the spotlight. Community members say some of the vehicles are in a bad state and often overloaded, and some of the operators drive recklessly, endangering the lives not only of the learners they are transporting, but of other road users as well. Law enforcement officials have also been accused of turning a blind eye to scholar transport operators violating the rules of the road.
An officer should be arrested if an officer sees that there is a child who is raped inside a scholar transport and the officer just does nothing about it. It is violation of the law if the officer sees that this car doesn't have a number plate, this car doesn't have a license, and this driver doesn't have a license to drive these kids. Then you leave them, then you should be arrested.
The Greater Johannesburg Learner Transport Organization held an event in Soweto this week, not only to pray and remember learners and drivers who lost their lives on the road, but also to advocate for road safety and compliance with road safety legislation. Scholar transport drivers want the Gauteng provincial government to re-evaluate the scholar transport policy.
Now we are having problems with registrations whereby they don't want to give us the platform and register us as scholar. We are trying to regulate with the government.
Another driver says parents are also to blame.
So most of our parents stay to Balande.
Parents tend to support people who are unregistered because they come cheap. You find out there are a lot of unregulated or unregistered operators, and parents don't pay in time. They always have excuses, and that's the reason why we can't service our cars in time.
Johannesburg Metro Police Department says punitive action will be taken against officers who break the law.
And this includes ensuring that law enforcement agencies have clear guidelines and protocols for dealing with scholar transport violations, encouraging public oversight through reporting mechanisms and transparency in law enforcement operations, and conducting independent investigations into allegations of negligence and collusion.
The Transport Department has again emphasized the need for motorists to adhere to road safety regulations to ensure they save their lives and those of other road users, including learners.
Also encourage parents to make it a point that they are in constant contact with their drivers. You should not just give your child over to a person who you don't even know the driver, you don't know whether the vehicle is registered. So it's important to have a relationship with a person that transports your child to school.
Parents and educators are urged to come on board to ensure that vehicles transporting children to and from school are roadworthy and are driven by responsible operators. Lerato Makula, SABC News in Soweto, Johannesburg.